Now, when we talk about center field, we think of the name Aaron Hicks, Bernie Williams. Well, not so much Aaron Hicks probably, right? But right now in our minds, freshly in our minds is Harrison Bader, right? Lord Bader, a guy that came from St. Louis that Cashman made a trade and we were like, who's this guy? Not knowing much about Bader, we just knew that he had a good solid arm, a good solid defensive skills, and he was going to come in with his Gold Glove skills and help us solidify that center field position, especially being that Hicks is declining day by day, and we didn't really have too much options for center field. We were using Aaron Judge to go out there in center field, and even though Judge is a great fielder, we can't just be putting him out there and risking his injury. So Harrison Bader was the answer to that, and even though he was injured when he came from the St. Louis Cardinals, he filled in that spot perfectly. He's from New York. He grew up a Yankees fan, and the kid hustles greatly. He hustles and hustles and hustles, and that's another element that, kind of like Oswaldo, he really brings in that force that we're looking for. We're looking for that type of energy, and that's what the Yankees were missing, I would say, most of the year. And so with Harrison there, and you could see him talking with Judge and all this stuff in the dugout, he really fits in great with the team. And for years to come, I want to see Harrison Bader be our center fielder. With that being said, there are options for center field coming forward. Now, with center field options, I mean, one name is basically the one that pops out, and it's Brandon Nimmo. He's from the Mets, and he's a free agent this coming year. My Mets friends say they love him. They want to see him come back. He's a great player, great clubhouse personality, and so we're going to have to take a look at this guy. Even though Bader definitely, I would say with a 99% chance he's going to be our center fielder for years to come, it doesn't hurt to look at the other options, which is Brandon Nimmo. With a .274 batting average, 16 home runs, Nimmo had a decent season, and he's been consistently like that throughout the last few seasons with the Mets. At age 29, he's a solid guy. He's a solid player overall. Nothing that pops out. I thought I was going to see something crazy for him being like so highly regarded by Mets fans, but his numbers are decent. They're consistent, and that's valuable. Don't get me wrong. But his defensive skills aren't that great in center field. We're talking about a negative defensive runs saved of 3. And so compared to Harrison Bader, we definitely got value in defensive stuff from Bader, even though he gave us that mishap in the postseason, blah, 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 with Judge and all that stuff. I think that was just a fluke, something more of Judge and him not communicating efficiently and all that. But that will be taken care of. But when we're talking about Nimmo, his defensive skills aren't that great, but I'm sure they'll be good enough. It's going to be solid. Remember, with these outfield options, we can move these guys around. You can move them to left, right. Obviously, it's not ideal, but these guys are outfielders. They can figure it out. But when we're talking about center field, Brandon Nimmo is definitely a great option, and a lot of teams are going to be bidding for this guy. If we compare the numbers versus Harrison Bader, Bader hit .250, 5 home runs. I mean, he did pretty decent after coming after his injury. I would say Harrison Bader excelled more in the playoffs, and that's where we saw those home runs, clutch home runs, and he was basically our only line of offense. You know, at the end of the day, like, he was the only guy that was really coming in clutch. Judge wasn't really doing too much without maybe a homer here and there. Stanton, homer here and there. But Bader was consistently homering and taking charge of these series. And you love to see it at the end of the day. Brandon Nimmo, I don't doubt that he wouldn't do the same. This guy would be really consistent, really solid. And I can see in the sense of consistency why Mets fans love Brandon Nimmo. They're both around the same age. Bader's 28, Nimmo's 29. So if I had to choose between the two and money was not an option, I would keep Bader. I would keep Bader because I like his potential. I like his hustle. I like to see what he has as potential going forward. Nimmo, I won't write him off. He could fill in somewhere in the outfield, and it's not outside of reality to have a Brandon Nimmo possibly play a left field or in a parallel universe where Judge doesn't come back, maybe a right fielder. And so Harrison Bader takes this. He is our center fielder for years to come, and I'm very confident in his skills and ability to really excel within the season and in the postseason.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, go,